education. The session is based on the topic of roadmap for the implementation of NEP 2020. And for this session, we have a very eminent speaker, Professor Sri Krishna Mahajan, who is a backbone behind the construction of educational policy in Kolhapur University. I welcome you, sir, for this session on behalf of Sir Parashuram College, Pune. And for this session, we also have a second speaker, Honorable Professor Rajendra Shinde, Principal, Saint Xavier's College, very prestigious college in India, in Mumbai city. So I welcome them also. And now I would like to ask Dr. Manal Busput, Madam, please give the introduction of Dr. Professor Mahajan, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Professor Dr. Mahajan, sir, is at present Dean Faculty of Commerce and Management, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He is working as professor and head of the Department of Commerce and Management, Shivaji University, Kolhapur. He has contributed through his leadership to the development of शिवाजी विद्यापीठात NEP इम्प्लिमेंटेशन कमिटी चेअरमन म्हणून सरांनी काम केलं आहे. तसेच सरांचं या संदर्भात अजून एक उल्लेखनीय कार्य म्हणजे शिवाजी विद्यापीठात ABC रजिस्ट्रेशन साठी त्यांनी पुढाकार घेतला आणि आतापर्यंत 98% काम ABC अकॅडमिक आणि रजिस्ट्रेशन पूर्ण झाले आहे. अजून आतापर्यंत जी NEP ची सेशन होती ती नॉन कॉमर्स एक्सपर्ट होती. त्यामुळे आम्ही कॉमर्सचे लोक जास्त सरांकडून त्या बाबतीत मार्गदर्शन मिळाले. मी सरांना विनंती करते की त्यांनी सेशनला सुरुवात करावी.
It is my immense pleasure to be with you as a resource person for this particular session, especially in state level seminar on implementation of NEP 2020. And I should thank Principal Gaikwad sir, Coordinator Apte Madam, other faculty members in this college having legacy of 106 years. And when Madam spoke on telephone with me immediately I accepted the invitation because it was SP College. As all of us know, National Education Policy 2020 is not the first education policy. Many reforms in education sector have been taken place in the period of 75 years of especially after attainment of independence, and gradually we are making developments in various sectors of education. As far as provision of free and compulsory primary education, that provision was made in our Indian Constitution. But for the purpose of implementation, it takes 60 years. Similarly, many principles of education policy are there. Still, there was a very good policy which was developed by Kothari Commission. However, the implementation was lagging behind. And because of that, at present, the government of India as well as the government of Maharashtra, they are taking review regularly regarding what the implementation of NEP 2020. You know, when central government introduced this particular NEP, basically it was a report given by Kasturi Rangan committee. And after introducing this policy by the government of India, they are started to asking about performance. What is the performance of each and every university and college? And because of that, when central government asking it to state government is asking to universities, and universities are asking to the colleges. And at that time, in Maharashtra, Shivaji University has taken initiative to implement that NEP in last year, 2020-23, and we have developed a regulation for implementation of NEP in Shivaji University. Regulation is not only related to the structure of the program. It is related to many things which are to be implemented, and yet it is not complete as per my opinion, because it is a transition period in which lot of updates are required from the government point of view, the different authorities of the universities. And if we look at NEP 2020, then we can understand what changes are required in future. At the beginning, I would like to put before you two statements or quotations. That is, one is from Benjamin Disraeli. He said, university should be a place of light, of liberty and learning. It is a very holistic requirement of a particular higher education institution. At the same time, if we see the modern approach, Carl Kerr said about education, on a global scale, wealth and prosperity have become more dependent on the access to knowledge than the access to natural resources. So you can understand what is the significance of knowledge economy by this particular quotation. And with this concern, we can go ahead to think about and discuss about the implementation of national education policy. Basically, I would like to put one important aspect before you, that we always think in thought in past and always think in present about what is teacher-centric education. But national education policy is telling about student-centric education. One more perspective that I have about this NEP, on one hand, it is an extension of choice-based credit system. How it is? You can go to ABC portal. How many of you have visited ABC portal? Please visit that portal. There are resources. One button is there, resources, and in which the first document is there about guidelines on choice-based credit system. Now, what is this? It is not a new thing. It is the same thing which we have implemented as choice-based credit system. In that document, what is given? They have given the course categories of programs. What we are using here, no? Core courses, discipline-specific courses, ability enhancement courses, skill enhancement courses. These categories are coming from that document. So course categories, if we want to structurize your program, you should know about these course categories. And why it is important, why I am referring ABC portal, because the result of the students is to be made by us, like autonomous colleges or university as a degree awarding higher education institution, in the specific form of such a nomenclatures given for courses or course categories. So we have to refer that document. When we use such type of documents, that we have to see the nomenclatures or whatever the terminology is used. Then, as I told you, there were number of commissions and committees were appointed by the government for the purpose of policy prescription. And these are different commissions. You can see, due to time constraint, it is not possible to discuss all these things. But the policy goals of National Education Policy 2020 can be discussed in short, as many things are discussed by Dr. Kulkarni. Here we can see the first thing is multidisciplinary and holistic education. As per my opinion, lot of discussion is made by us on multidisciplinary education, but not on holistic education. So we have to discuss about holistic education also. And for that purpose, how we can define the holistic education? For that purpose, I think we have to identify the needs. As you know, in marketing our subject, first step is identifying needs of customer. And in this respect, student is our customer. On the other hand, our product is a student and customer is employer. So we have to think about what employer is expecting from our product. For that purpose, we have to identify the needs, and accordingly, we can define what should be the particular model which will be the holistic, which will provide the holistic education. As this policy envision 50% gross enrollment ratio in higher education and 100% gross enrollment ratio in school education by 35 and 30. So for this purpose, if you take the review of a growth, it requires one university for a week to be developed, but it is not done by the government in 2 years, last 2 years. So it is the target which is difficult, I think, but by different sources, it may be achieved. Structural change is another thing which this policy is putting up before us. For example, in Maharashtra, affiliating system is there, but by this policy, it will be abolished. And the independent colleges will come, that you know, promoting online education at in our regular education, that traditional what we can say, the blended learning is expected and 40% online, up to 40% online education is expected in our system itself. Then internationalization in both the parts, that maybe exchange of students or partially the degree is to be shared by higher education institution in uh, domestic university and abroad. So such type of programs are to be there. For example, Shivaji University has come out with MSc, Medical Information Science, and uh, part of it is completed in Shivaji University and part of it is to be completed in German University. Then this is expected, this policy is expecting on one very important point or feature which is neglected by all the people. That is motivated, energized, and capable faculty. So, right from the appointment of faculty, then capacity building of the faculty, because in the same faculty will not be suitable for your structure when suppose your content of the course is to be converted into skill enhancement courses rather than the theory courses. Then in that case, the capacity building of teachers is very much required. Then regulation, this is a very, very important word is used, term is used, light but tight. So how it is tight we are experiencing. Then promotion of Indian languages. This is again a very important initiative. However, in professional education or technical education, how our students learn, suppose in Marathi, are they capable to work in foreign companies or foreign countries? That is again a question. Then financing education to reach 6% of GDP at earliest. Here in policy, it is clear that when gross enrollment ratio is to be achieved, but about financing, it is not specified. That is again required to specify, and we have to make a target by Ministry of Finance, Government of India, when our 6% of GDP we will reach. Then this is already discussed, the gross enrollment ratio. This is the number of universities in 2023, January 1074. Then our higher education institutions, universities 1113 and colleges 43,796, standalone institutions 11,296. Such 56,205 higher education institutes are there, and this number will significantly increase in coming future. Then this qualification framework is clear to all of us. This is also discussed already by Kulkarni sir. Requirement for 4 years research degree, that is also discussed, but infrastructure required for such colleges is made clear by UGC. You can refer the guidelines given by UGC on 12th December 2022 that clears this type of requirement of infrastructure. So at least 2 permanent faculty members having PhD guide, you can say, or supervisor, that department will be able to start 4th year research degree. Then this is also already discussed. UG degree program with single major require 50% credit from major discipline. That will be 60 credits because 120 credits for the particular, you can say 3 years degree, and half of that will be 60 credits. Then UG degree program with double major, when restriction is given by UGC, 50% credits from first major from same discipline, 60, that is 60 credit, and 40% credits from second major from same discipline, that will be 48 credits. Then interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary UG programs. The example given in the same document about interdisciplinary UG program, that may be BSc Econometrics, having economics, statistics, and mathematics. The discussion was held in first session about whether the major and minor will be from same discipline. But Dr. Kulkarni said the minor should be from other disciplines. Here in BSc Econometrics, you can see economics is from humanities and statistics and mathematics from the science. Similarly, the BSc Life Sciences, Botany, Zoology, Human Biology, or BA Rural Management or Rural Development, that may have rural management, rural economics, rural sociology, rural technology, rural informatics. So here we can make rural development as a major and other technology, economics, management, they may be minor. Many things can be discussed here. One, some students are coming with startups. So the madam and principal sir have requested us to speak in both the languages, Marathi and English. So I can share some information in Marathi also. Here we can understand this matter की BSc झालेला मुलगा आहे किंवा मुलगी आहे, and if he want to make a startup on the basis of his own invention, but we have experience that they are failure because they have no experience of entrepreneurship. In that case, if they take such a courses required for entrepreneurship, they will be minor, which can be provided by the faculty members of commerce and economics, and his major will be from science. But I am agree with all of you, at colleges, I think it will be comparatively easy for autonomous colleges, but difficult for the affiliated colleges. And whatever is discussed in this document is expected that the independent degree awarding college will run this policy. The policy is to be implemented by such colleges. So it will be ideal when the college will become independent degree awarding college. There will be a flexibility with, or you can say the autonomy with particular college to implement it. This is one thing. That's why the discussion will go ahead. It will be continued regarding major and minor. Some other papers or you can say the subjects can be discussed as major and minor. This one more thing I can share with you. When you are making a plan for your college, at that time we have to consider all the subjects already there in your college, and in one program one subject may be major, in other program that subject may be minor. This consideration is required. Otherwise, and at that time, you can solve the problem of timetable also. Because of that, when at the same time the students will be available for that particular program. That's why when during the course of time we were discussing with different faculty members, and I suggested that prepare timetable first and then go for structure. Then it will be better to implement for the purpose. Then this is the minimum requirement that is already discussed, so I will skip. This is also discussed. So disciplinary and interdisciplinary minor, it is mentioned in the UGC document. What it is, students will have the option to choose courses from disciplinary or interdisciplinary minors and skill-based courses relating to a chosen vocational education program. So students who take sufficient number of courses in discipline or an interdisciplinary area of study other than the chosen major will qualify for minor in that discipline or in chosen indisciplinary area of study. इथे एक गोष्ट सगळ्यात महत्वाची आहे, हे सगळं करत असताना इम्प्लिमेंटेशन लेवलला एक महत्वाची गोष्ट आपण बाजूला ठेवून पुढे चाललोय असं वाटतं मला काही वेळेला. ती अशी आहे, हे सगळं करण्यासाठी चेंज इन रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन्स आवश्यक आहे. देन रिव्हिजन ऑफ स्टॅट्यूट्स अँड ऑर्डिनन्सेस, आणि थर्ड अमेंडमेंट टू द ऍक्ट ही गरज आहे. या सगळ्या गोष्टी ज्यावेळी बदल केले जातील तरच आपण नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी महाराष्ट्रामध्ये इम्प्लिमेंट करू शकतो, हे आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजे. आणि त्यासाठी ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेज जसं SP कॉलेज आहे, कॉलेजच्या लेवलवरती आपलं काय काम आहे तर रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन्स, स्टॅट्यूट्स आणि ऑर्डिनन्सेस युनिव्हर्सिटी पाहिजे, ऍक्टचं गव्हर्नमेंट पाहिजे, पण रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन्स हे ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजने स्वतः करायचे, युनिव्हर्सिटीनी आपल्या अफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस साठी करायचे. त्यामुळं हे सगळ्यात महत्वाचं काम पहिल्यांदा करायला पाहिजे. शिवाजी युनिव्हर्सिटीचं नाव त्याबाबत प्रिन्सिपल सेक्रेटरी दस्तोगी साहेबांनी यासाठी घेतलेलं आहे की शिवाजी युनिव्हर्सिटीने थोड्या प्रमाणात काय होईना हे रूल्स अँड रेग्युलेशन्स तयार केले. That is available on our website. You can refer NEP regulation of Shivaji University. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण आता जी चर्चा सर म्हणत होते की कर्नाटकने यावर्षी दिलं इम्प्रुव्हमेंट साठी, ते ऑलरेडी आम्ही इम्प्लिमेंट केलं. आपल्या महाराष्ट्रातलंच आपल्याला माहित नसतं, तर हे आपण पाहावं की त्या विद्यार्थ्याला इम्प्रुव्हमेंट करायला सुद्धा आम्ही संधी दिलेली आहे. म्हणजे परत त्याला परीक्षेला बसायला पण आजपर्यंत परवानगी देत नव्हतो. एक जो प्रोग्राम पूर्ण केलाय त्याला परत बसायला परवानगी देत नव्हतो, आता आम्ही त्याला दिलेली आहे. इम्प्रुव्हमेंट करायचं असेल तर अंडर ग्रॅज्युएटला सुद्धा. सो दॅट टाइप ऑफ फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी टू द स्टुडंट वी हॅव टू प्रोव्हाइड. अनदर थिंग इज दॅट की आपले जे ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजेस आहेत, अफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस मधले किती टीचर्स आहेत इथं? सगळे ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजचे आहेत. ओके, सो ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजेसनी अजून एक नियमावली तयार करण्याची गरज आहे की कोणत्या रिक्वायरमेंट खाली आम्ही विद्यार्थ्याला एंट्री देऊ. सर जे सांगत होते मल्टिपल एंट्री मल्टिपल एक्झिट, एक्झिट कधी देऊ? एक्झिटच्या रिक्वायरमेंट्स आहेत, पण ऍट द सेम टाइम किती दिवस आधी त्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी आम्हाला सांगायला पाहिजे की मी एक्झिट घेणार आहे. वी हॅव टू डिफाईन, अदरवाइज देअर विल बी क्यॉस. आता हा महत्वाचा भाग आहे. दुसरा किती विद्यार्थी जाणार आणि किती विद्यार्थी येणार याबाबतच्या संभ्रमावस्था शिक्षकांच्या मनामध्ये, त्याचा परिणाम आमच्यावरती होणार का अशी काही शंका शिक्षकांच्या. तिथं विदिन द लिमिट ऑफ स्टुडंट स्ट्रेंथ, इनटेक कपॅसिटी जी आहे त्या कपॅसिटी मध्येच आपल्याला हे बदल करता येणार आहे. सरांनी फक्त ऍडिशनल इन्फॉर्मेशन आपल्याला दिली की एंट्री जर येत असेल तर 10% ऍडिशन घेता येऊ शकते. तर ही गोष्ट आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजे. याच्यासाठीचे नियम जे आहेत ते ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजने तयार करणं गरजेचं. कारण ज्यावेळी विद्यार्थी तुमच्या कॉलेजला ऑप्शन देईल किंवा ऍडमिशन घ्यायला येईल किंवा तुमच्याकडचा काही कोर्स करू इच्छितो, हे पण क्लिअर असू द्या सगळ्यांना. आता मला वाटतं ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजच्या सगळ्या शिक्षकांना माहिती आहे आपण जे टर्मिनॉलॉजी वापरतो कोर्स आणि प्रोग्राम ही स्पेसिफिकली वापरायला पाहिजे, पण अदरवाईज मग कन्फ्युजन तयार होतं. तर त्याच्यामध्ये हे कोर्सेस शेअर किती करू शकतो याच्यासाठी पुन्हा एबीसीच्या गाईडलाईन्स पाहाव्या लागतात. 50% कोर्स क्रेडिट्स त्यानं त्या होस्ट इन्स्टिट्यूशन मधून मिळवायला पाहिजे जिथून त्याला डिग्री अवॉर्ड. आणि समजा 30% क्रेडिट दुसऱ्या एका इन्स्टिट्यूट मधून आणि 20% अजून एका इन्स्टिट्यूट मधून घेतले आणि 50% तुमच्या कॉलेज मधून घेतले, तर युअर कॉलेज कॅन अवॉर्ड द डिग्री टू रिस्पेक्टिव्ह स्टुडंट. 50 पेक्षा जास्त तुमच्याकडे केलं असेल तर यू कॅनॉट अवॉर्ड द डिग्री. हे आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजे. आणि डिग्री पूर्ण कधीपर्यंत करू शकेल तर 7 वर्षाची मुदत त्याला दिलेली आहे. पूर्वी आपल्या वेगवेगळ्या विद्यापीठांमध्ये वेगवेगळ्या कालावधी यासाठी दिलेला होता. उदाहरणार्थ शिवाजी युनिव्हर्सिटीमध्ये 6 वर्षामध्ये पूर्ण करता येईल असं दिलं होतं. आता नियम त्याप्रमाणे बदलला की 7 वर्षामध्ये ती डिग्री पूर्ण करता येऊ शकते. याचबरोबर एबीसीच्या पोर्टलवर त्याचे स्वयंचे क्रेडिट सुद्धा अपलोड होऊ शकतील, म्हणजे डिपॉझिट होऊ शकतील. तसंच आपल्या वेगवेगळ्या डिफरंट हायर एज्युकेशन इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स मधून त्याला क्रेडिट्स घेता येऊ शकतील. आणि त्याचं रिडम्पशन ज्यावेळी तुम्हाला डिग्री अवॉर्ड करायची आहे, आता असं एक्झिस्टिंग कंडिशन महाराष्ट्रामधली अशी आहे की 2016च्या ऍक्ट प्रमाणे ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजेस जरी असल्या तरी डिग्री अवॉर्डिंग युनिव्हर्सिटी आहे, डिग्री अवॉर्ड युनिव्हर्सिटी करते. हे ज्यावेळी कॉलेजेस डिग्री अवॉर्डिंग होतील त्यावेळी कॉलेजकडे ते येईल की डिग्री आपण अवॉर्ड करायची आहे. ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजच्या बाबतीत आता सुद्धा त्यांनी याची काळजी घ्यायला पाहिजे की 50% जर आपल्याकडे किंवा त्याच्यापेक्षा जास्त असेल तर आपल्याला डिग्री अवॉर्ड करायची आहे. या सगळ्या गोष्टी आपण विचारात घ्याव्या असं मला वाटतं. आणि इथं हा एक पॉइंट जो वाचला मी हा बऱ्याच जणांना क्लिक झाला असं मला वाटतं की डिसिप्लिनरी आणि इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी मायनर, परंतु महाराष्ट्र शासनाच्या GR मधून किंवा त्यांच्या सर्क्युलर मधून हे ज्यावेळी येईल त्यावेळी इम्प्लिमेंट होईल. कारण हे युजीसीच्या गाईडलाईन्स, सरांनी मला आठवण करून दिली की युजीसीच्या गाईडलाईन्स, युजीसीच्या गाईडलाईन्स आतापर्यंत आपण पाहिलं तर महाराष्ट्र शासनानं सगळं पुढे फॉरवर्ड केलेलं आपल्याला दिसत आहे. व्होकेशनल एज्युकेशन अँड ट्रेनिंग ते सरांनी त्या बाबतीत बोललेलं आहे. त्याच्या इथं असं म्हटलेलं आहे की मिनिमम 12 क्रेडिट्स विल बी अलॉटेड टू मायनर स्ट्रीम रिलेटेड टू व्होकेशनल एज्युकेशन. तर याचं जे काही स्ट्रक्चराइज करायचं आहे ते त्याची ऑटोनॉमी अर्थातच ऑटोनॉमस कॉलेजला आहे आणि त्या युनिव्हर्सिटीजला आहे. सरांनी मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरीचा उल्लेख केला होता, तसं फ्रॉम अदर डिसिप्लिन्स याला कसं मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी बनवायचं आहे तर त्याच्यासाठी 9 क्रेडिट्स कोर्सेस हे याच्यामध्ये इन्क्लूड करायचे आहेत. आपण याबद्दलचा उल्लेख तिथं आहे, आपण त्याच्यावर स्वतंत्र चर्चा करूया. ॲबिलिटी एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेस ते लँग्वेज किंवा कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्सच्या संदर्भाने पुढे आपल्याला यावे लागतील. साधारणपणे बहुसंख्य विद्यापीठांमध्ये महाराष्ट्रातल्या इंग्लिश फॉर कम्युनिकेशन किंवा बिझनेस कम्युनिकेशन अशा स्वरूपामध्ये इंग्लिश टीचर्स कॉमर्स साठी असतात किंवा BSc साठी असतात, ते जे शिकवत आहेत ते आपल्याला ॲबिलिटी एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेस खाली घ्यावे लागतील. आणि त्याचबरोबर एन्व्हायरमेंट सायन्सचा जो कोर्स आहे सेकंड इयरला किंवा वेगवेगळ्या वर्षामध्ये वेगवेगळ्या विद्यापीठामध्ये असेल, तर तो कंपल्सरी कोर्स हायकोर्टच्या निर्णयाप्रमाणे आहे, तो आपण इथं घ्यायचा आहे ॲबिलिटी एनहान्समेंट कोर्सच्या खाली. या संदर्भात आत्ताच लास्ट वीक मध्ये UGCने गाईडलाईन्स इश्यू केलेल्या आहेत, सेपरेट गाईडलाईन्स इश्यू केल्या एन्व्हायरमेंट सायन्ससाठी. त्याच्यानंतर स्किल्स एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेस, माझं असं स्वतःचं मत आहे की हे जे कोर्सेस आहेत ते आपल्याला फॉर एक्झाम्पल एका सेमिस्टरमध्ये 20 क्रेडिट जे आहेत त्यातच बसवायचे. तर त्यासाठी काय करता येईल आपण पहा, याचा एक विचारासाठी म्हणून मी मुद्दा देतो आहे, किंबहुना मी महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंटलाही सजेस्ट करतोय की एक्झिस्टिंग जे टीचर्स आहेत त्यांचा वर्कलोड इथं शेअर करावाच लागणार आहे. आणि पुढे जाऊन ज्यादा राहणारा, म्हणजे उदाहरणार्थ मी आपल्याला असं सांगू इच्छितो, 48 क्रेडिट्स फॉर इयर जनरली आहेत आपल्याकडे पर इयर, 24 क्रेडिट्स फॉर सेमिस्टर असं. आणि त्याप्रमाणे जर आपण गेलो तर 48, 48 आणि 48 असे होतात. आणि आता जर अपेक्षा बघितली आपण तर 40, 40 आणि 40 असेल, तर त्याचा जो डिफरन्स काढला तर 24 येतो. आणि तो 24 ज्यादा राहतो, तो आपण 4th इयर मध्ये घेतला तर अजून 16 कमी पडतात. मग ते 16चं वर्कलोड गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्राने द्यायला पाहिजे, हा एक मुद्दा. म्हणजे मी ऑपरेशनल प्रॉब्लेम डिस्कस करतोय. दुसरा मुद्दा आहे, सरांनी उल्लेख केला की एका टीचरकडे 9 स्टुडंट्स रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट साठी दिले जातील. तर 9 असं बघितलं तर आपल्याला साधारणपणे इनटेक 120 आहे फर्स्ट इयरला. आणि ते आहे तसे विद्यार्थी पुढे गेले असं आपण गृहीत धरलं. काही ठिकाणी 10%, काही ठिकाणी 40% सुद्धा ज्यादा ऍडमिशन दिलेले असतात परमिशननी अकॅडमिक काउन्सिलच्या. त्यासाठी लागणारा ऍडिशनल वर्कलोड हे महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंटने कन्सिडर करण्याची गरज आहे. आणि मग याचं सक्सेसफुल इम्प्लिमेंटेशन याबद्दल आपल्याला चांगलं बोलता येईल. कारण स्टुडंट सेंट्रिक डेफिनेटली कुठलाही शिक्षक असं म्हणणार नाही की स्टुडंट सेंट्रिक करू नये, बट अकॉर्डिंग टू द न्यू एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी कॅफेटेरिया अप्रोच स्टुडंटला दिलेला आहे. आणि त्याला पाहिजे तो मेनू त्यानं सिलेक्ट करायचा अशी अपेक्षा आहे. परंतु ते आयडियल ज्यावेळी हायर एज्युकेशन इन्स्टिट्यूशन डेव्हलप होईल त्यावेळी ते शक्य. म्हणजे त्या प्रकारच्या सगळ्या ऑप्शन्स अवेलेबल करून देणं. आणि त्यासाठी मी म्हणालो आणि सर ऍग्री झाले त्याला की टाइम टेबल आधी तयार करायचं. त्याच्याही पूर्वी आपल्याला हे माहिती पाहिजे की स्टुडंट्स काय ऑप्शन देतात आणि मग आपण टाइम टेबल करायला घ्यायला पाहिजे. अर्थात इथे एक लक्षात येईल गोष्ट, अँड बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट अकॉर्डिंगली वेन वी विल रिस्ट्रक्चर द कोर्स और प्रोग्राम, म्हणजे अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ दॅट पर्टिक्युलर स्ट्रक्चर विल बी द सेम, बट त्याचं कॉम्बिनेशन जे आहे ते वेगवेगळ्या वर्षी वेगवेगळं होतं. हे आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजे. आणि त्याच्यासाठी येणाऱ्या ज्या अडचणी आहेत किंवा प्रॉब्लेम्स आहेत, तर आम्ही विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवतो की यू शुड बी ऑन द साइड ऑफ सोल्युशन. सो टीचर्सनी सुद्धा सोल्युशन साइडला यावं आणि त्यांनी सजेस्ट करावं, हा हे प्रॉब्लेम आहे ऑपरेशनल लेवलला, व्हॉट विल बी द सोल्युशन. वी हॅव टू सजेस्ट द गव्हर्नमेंट because this is the right time, otherwise afterwards nobody will ask you about it. हे आपण जर विचारात घेत गेलो तर आपल्याला याचाही चर्चा झालेली आहे. व्हॅल्यू ॲडेड कोर्सेसची. जसं की व्हॅल्यू ॲडेड कोर्सेससाठी सरांनी काही मुद्दे दिले होते. उदाहरणार्थ कॉमर्स आहे, बीकॉम कोर्स असेल, प्रोग्राम असेल, तर त्यासाठी प्रोफेशनल एथिक्स हा व्हॅल्यू ॲडेड कोर्स म्हणून आपण घ्यायला हरकत नाही. तसं अनेक म्हणजे जसं अवर फंडामेंटल ड्युटीज ॲज अ इंडियन सिटीजन असा 2 क्रेडिटचा कोर्स हा व्हॅल्यू ॲडेड कोर्स म्हणून आपल्याला घेता येऊ शकतो. याबद्दल चर्चा झालेली आहे, समर इंटर्नशिप आणि अप्रेंटिसशिप. तथापि एक महत्वाची गोष्ट मी आपल्याला सांगू इच्छितो. क्रेडिट विदाउट असेसमेंट आर नॉट अलाउड. म्हणजे तुमच्या हायर एज्युकेशन इन्स्टिट्यूशननी असेसमेंट केलेलं आहे त्याचेच क्रेडिट तुम्ही डिपॉझिट करू शकता, ते आपण लक्षात घ्यायला पाहिजे. आणि त्यासाठी समजा एखादा कोर्स तुमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी बाहेर केला तर ती हायर एज्युकेशन इन्स्टिट्यूशन एबीसी पोर्टलवर रजिस्टर असली पाहिजे. अदरवाईज दुसरा काही खाजगी संस्थेचा कोर्स केला किंवा एखाद्या कंपनीचा कोर्स केला, उदाहरणार्थ कोर्सेराचा कोर्स केला, आणि इफ एसपी कॉलेज हॅज अलाउड देअर स्टुडंट्स दॅट टू complete course on Coursera, but SP college has to conduct examination for it. Specifically स्किल एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेसच्या संदर्भात अजून एक गोष्ट लक्षात घेतली गेलेली नाही, चर्चा केली गेलेली नाही फारशी. ती अशी आहे, सेक्टर स्किल काउन्सिल कन्सिडर करून मग ते त्याच्या लेवलचे त्याच्या स्टँडर्डचे कोर्स तयार करायचे. आता ही गोष्ट प्रत्येक लार्ज स्केलला किंवा मास एज्युकेशन मध्ये शक्य होईल का, तर त्याला अल्टरनेटिव्ह आहे. त्याच डॉक्युमेंटमध्ये युजीसीने जो मल्टिपल एंट्री मल्टिपल एक्झिट साठीचं एक छोटं डॉक्युमेंट इश्यू केलेलं आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये एक पॅरेग्राफ आहे आणि त्या अनुषंगाने आपल्याला हे करता येऊ शकेल. स्किल असेसमेंट बोर्ड कॅन बी एस्टॅब्लिश्ड ॲट कॉलेज लेवल. आणि स्किल असेसमेंट बोर्ड काय कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन असावं हे त्यांनी दिलेलं, ते फॉलो मात्र आपल्याला करावं लागेल. आणि त्याप्रमाणे मग ते स्किल असेसमेंट बोर्ड डिफाईन करेल की दिस स्किल कोर्स इज ओके, दॅट कॅन बी कन्सिडर फॉर पर्टिक्युलर स्किल एनहान्समेंट. सिमिलरली हे समर इंटर्नशिप जे आहे किंवा अप्रेंटिसशिप आहे, याच्या संदर्भाने इंटर्नशिप साठी इंडस्ट्री मधला मेंटॉर कोणीतरी असायला पाहिजे त्याला, आणि आमच्या कॉलेज मधला गाईड कोणी असायला पाहिजे. कारण अदरवाईज हाऊ यू विल असेस द पर्टिक्युलर एंगेजमेंट, स्टुडंट एंगेजमेंट, that is again a question. So we have to frame out the rules regarding this. This we have discussed. This is also discussed. Specifically, the program structure may be in different forms. 3 years program as usual, because 4-year program will be there. But suppose any student want to exit after 3 years, there is no condition for that purpose, so he can leave. Another thing is that all students will not go for 4th year because there is condition 7.5 CGPA for 3 years or 75% marks, so that they have to prove themselves eligible for 4th year. Why it is so? Because if that 4th year is a research degree 4th year, he or she will be allowed to do PhD directly. So the level of standard should be maintained in research degree 4th year. Then they can go for PG degree, 2 years PG degree, as usual. Then no, it is research is not related with mark. The eligibility condition it is. Then how you can enter the student at even your particular first year, how admission is given. I can ask whether that 12th standard marks are really worth. No, you can answer my question, then I will answer. That's why the question what you have raised, because of that, the yes, government of India is coming out with the central test for undergraduate, but it may not be adopted by higher education institution. At present, it is not mandatory. Okay. So, with as I told you, existing rules are not allowing such type of steps to be taken ahead. As per the existing rules, what for example, 10 students are required for one department, suppose. Now, the autonomous colleges or other teachers have to say to the government of Maharashtra that this should be minimum number of students in a particular department. What should be? Suggestions, we have to give the suggestions because this is a transition period. Yes.
पण माझा एक बेसिक क्वेश्चन आहे की ज्यावेळेस आपण रिसर्च पार्ट इन्क्लूड करतो फोर्थ इयरला त्याच्यावरती होणार जे एक्सपेन्सेस आहेत त्याच्याबद्दल आपण अजून काही बहुतेक क्लिअर केलेलं नाहीये. त्या विद्यार्थ्यावरती समजा एखादा केमिस्ट्रीचा असेल त्याच्या रिसर्च वरती जो काय होणार आहे त्याचा भार कुणी उचलायचा, कसा उचलायचा आणि त्यासाठी काय प्रोव्हिजन असणार आहे आणि प्रत्येक विषयानुसार ते चेंज होणार आहे त्याची काय प्रोव्हिजन असणार.
Thank you for such a question. That what questions are in my mind also that you have asked, because I am not in government. But very good question, I think it is. And government is also thinking about it because the government of Maharashtra has appointed one committee for understanding what will be the change in workload of teachers on the basis of credits to be changed. So in future, I think such a policy may come that how many credits program you have, for example, 120 credits, those many teachers will be given, you will see how it is to be run. So in that way, it may be there, but this may be one of the formulas. There may be alternative formulas. And another question, what very important question he has asked about research. It's a very serious and sincere process research is. And that's why whatever the infrastructure required is expected by University Grants Commission, that particular college or department should have. At the same time, all fourth year will not be a research fourth year. If any college want to start 4 years honors degree, they are allowed without research. And if anybody like this SP college want to start the 4-year research degree, then there will be research component. Then 5 years integrated program in Shivaji University, before the implementation of NEP, we have implemented 5 years BSc, MSc nanoscience program. And this year we have started BSc, MSc economics. Then synchronization of general education with skill and vocational education. And this is one of the features of this policy, but it is not well discussed by us. And I would like to give you one idea, and I think some colleges can implement it. For example, if the teachers are teaching accountancy, commerce teachers, their theory courses will be there, and in skill enhancement courses, you can take a tally or part of a tally. So skill enhancement is possible because it is always criticized. The students completing BCom are not able to keep the records. So you can develop a skills by such skill enhancement courses. Similarly, different other examples you can take. For example, when we introduce the financial analysis in our program, our student from Shivaji University got selected in Pune as a financial analyst. So there are possibilities and even opportunities for the students. And if we identify that, definitely it is possible. But sometimes irrelated subjects, that is again a matter of debate, taking together. But choice for the student may be there or may be made available. Another why I started my discussion with the identification of needs, because when we will design and develop a curriculum, at that time, what are the expectations from the users that we have to ask? Otherwise, the particular graduate will be useless. Definitely, I do not underestimate any discipline. Music is also important. Similarly, when we have lot of stress, learn management, become a CEO, and lot of stress, music will help you to release your stress. Definitely, such an interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary approach should be there, but that should be definitely relevant approach. Before this discussion of particular thing of structure for 4-year degree, UGC itself have developed this particular framework, that is learning outcome based curriculum framework for different programs. Definitely that has limitations because it is 3 years. But we can take it as for reference and guidelines, and accordingly we can change it. Another thing is that for commerce teachers, I specifically to point out, the Institute of Chartered Accountants have developed one example for BCom program. What should be there as far as recent trends are there? I attended that Commerce and Accountancy National Summit at Delhi when Institute of Chartered Accountant invited us. So that we can have opportunity in the particular field, how we can include those particular contents in the particular program that we can see. So there are some things which are available in this program. I will not take much time for this purpose, but their own structure they have given. But we have to follow now Maharashtra government's guidelines. Then why it is necessary that particularly when outcome based, that I think when we want to implement the national education policy for any program, two things are important. One is choice based credit system, and another is outcome based education. These two approaches are adopted, and accordingly we have to go ahead, because whatever the qualification framework is given, higher education qualification framework is given, and different descriptors are there for at different levels. How they are coming? For that, Bloom's taxonomy is based. Accordingly, the outcomes are defined for a particular course and program. So we have to understand those levels and the particular requirements of outcomes, and then we can design and develop the curriculum. Change according to this policy is to come, that is use of ICT based teaching learning. It is not only delivering lecture on a particular platform, but adopting this with tools and techniques, methods of teaching, different methods. Even one more thing is very important, which is again neglected, that is the evaluation. Because as this policy emphasis on combination of summative and formative evaluation, that there should be a proper combination of this. Otherwise, if you are taking examination at the end only, then is it proper evaluation of the student? If it is a continuous evaluation during the program, just asking one question in the classroom to the student is also part of internal evaluation or continuous internal evaluation, and that should be there. One more thing, the innovative evaluating techniques we have to adopt as per the requirement of the subject. For example, a subject of a law, subject of management, can we adopt open book examination? Yes, we have implemented it for MB in Shivaji University, open book examination. And in this examination of this semester, we have already implemented that. And only important thing is that we have to train the teachers for how to ask the questions for such type of examinations, because they are not questions similar to the traditional questions, because they have to find out the answers from the books, not directly from the text, but after a critical thinking. So use of different techniques like simulation, role play, case studies, etc. Then one more thing is that better engagement of the students. Social sciences आणि कॉमर्सचे स्टुडंट्स किती तास आपल्या त्या प्रोग्राम मध्ये असतात हे आपण जर पाहिलं तर त्याचा फार कमी कालावधी आहे. So we have to increase that social students engagement. It is not necessary to increase the workload. Sometimes we can give the students workload in credit system. Then the credit is measured on the basis of student engagement. So we can think about it. Then character building of students, that's why we have included the value based courses or value added courses. To become good global citizen, that is again aim of this particular. Then graduate attributes are given here, number of things. For the part of my presentation, I should thank in all different languages in India. As per new education policy, we have to promote all the languages, local languages. This is one thing. Another thing, yes. One more thing I would like to share with you. Within a few minutes, I would like to tell you also. Actually, when there were no guidelines for the structure, ज्यावेळी गाईडलाईन्स नव्हते त्यावेळी आम्ही हे तयार केलं होतं आणि ते सुरुवाती केलं होतं 4 इयर्स डिग्री म्हणून. तर आता महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंट या ठिकाणी काय म्हणतं की 22 क्रेडिट्स पर्यंत जा, 26 चालणार नाही. तर त्याच्यावरती उपाय, मग प्रश्न निर्माण होतो आम्हाला की वर्कलोड इतका आहे, मग काय करायचं. सो as I told you, we should be on the side of solution. तर त्याच्यासाठी आपल्याला असं करता येऊ शकेल, मी आता म्हणालो तसे, 3 इयर्सचं जे वर्कलोड आहे ते आपण 4 इयर मध्ये डिस्ट्रीब्यूट केलं आणि ऍडिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ वर्कलोड हे गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफ महाराष्ट्राकडे मागितलं तर आपल्याला हे करता येऊ शकतं. दुसरी गोष्ट अशी आहे, हे करत असताना अजून एक गोष्टाची पाहिली पाहिजे की मेजर आणि मायनर हे करतो आहे आपण ऍट दॅट टाइम वेदर द वर्कलोड इज टू बी इन्क्रीज. तसं होत असेल तर ते दॅट इज ऑल्सो टू बी इंटिमेटेड टू द गव्हर्नमेंट. अदरवाइज वी हॅव टू चेंज द स्ट्रक्चर. तर या गोष्टी आहेत. इथं अजून एक गोष्ट मी आपल्याला मगाशी उदाहरणास सांगितली तशी, जसं आम्ही अकाउंटन्सीचं सांगितलं तसं इंग्लिश टीचर आहेत आमच्याकडे, इंग्लिश शिकवतात आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना. त्याला आम्ही एबिलिटी एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेस खाली घेतला, परंतु त्यातला त्यांचा वर्कलोड काही शिल्लक राहिला असेल तर 2 क्रेडिट्सचा कोर्स त्यांचा जर आपण केला आणि स्किल एनहान्समेंट कोर्स म्हणून दिला तर वी कॅन डू इट. तर फॉर एक्झाम्पल आता तुम्हाला सांगतो मी, ऑफिस लागणारं जे रायटिंग ड्राफ्टिंग हे म्हणजे रिपोर्ट रायटिंग असं जर आपण म्हटलं आणि त्याचा 2 क्रेडिट कोर्स केला तर डेफिनेटली इट विल बी युजफुल अँड एम्प्लॉयबिलिटी विल बी एनहान्स. कारण बऱ्याच विद्यार्थ्यांना आपण जर पाहिलं तर हाऊ टू राईट अ रिपोर्ट हे आपल्याला देता येऊ शकेल. सो इफ द स्टुडंट इज फ्रॉम कॉमर्स सपोज, then in corporate governance itself report writing is there. If there is any provision of secretarial practice subject, then such teachers also can extend their cooperation to other departments. असं आपल्याला करता येऊ शकेल आणि त्यातून ते जे स्किल एनहान्समेंट कोर्सेस आहेत ते एक्झिस्टिंग वर्कलोड मध्ये बसवता येतील. असा एक अप्रोच आपल्याला अडॉप्ट करता येईल. इथं हे मेजर मायनर असं जे काही डिफरन्सेस आहेत ते येण्यापूर्वी आम्ही हे स्ट्रक्चर केलं होतं आणि यामध्ये अजून पुढे आपल्याला जात असताना आम्ही त्यावेळी स्किल मध्ये मल्टीडिसिप्लिनरी बास्केट तयार केली. तसं आपल्याला इथं आता मेजर आणि मायनर मध्येच वेगळं घ्या असं सरांचं म्हणणं आहे. आपण ऐकलं की मायनर मध्ये आपल्याला दुसऱ्या डिसिप्लिन मधून सब्जेक्ट घ्यायचे. मला समजा बीकॉम ला स्ट्रक्चर करायला सांगितलं तर मी अकाउंटन्सीला मेजर करेन आणि इकॉनॉमिक्सला मायनर करेन. इकॉनॉमिक्स इज फ्रॉम ह्युमॅनिटी आय विल से. तसं अजून ज्या मगाशी उदाहरण दिलं बीएससी ला एका विद्यार्थ्यांनी केमिस्ट्री मेजर घेतला तर एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप हा मायनर कोर्स तयार केला जाईल आणि कॉमर्स टीचर्स विल टेक. कारण बऱ्याच वेळेला सायन्स, कॉमर्स, आर्ट्स म्हणा किंवा ह्युमॅनिटीज म्हणा, सोशल सायन्सेस याच्यामध्ये एक काहीतरी दुवा असायला पाहिजे, तो बऱ्याच वेळेला दिसत नाही. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आपण बऱ्याच वेळेला विसरून जातो, इफ इन्व्हेन्शन इज नॉट कमर्शियलाइज्ड व्हॉट विल हॅपन. कमर्शियलायझेशन ऑफ इन्व्हेन्शन जिथं लागतं तिथं कॉमर्स सुरू होतं. त्यामुळे सायन्स आणि कॉमर्सने एकत्र यायला पाहिजे. आपण जर डीएसटीच्या वेबसाईटला गेला, डीएसटी कडून फंडिंग सायन्सला मिळतं आणि त्या डीएसटीच्या वेबसाईटला एक कॉग्नेटिव्ह सायन्स नावाचा सब्जेक्ट आहे. इथे सोशल सायन्स, एस्पेशली सायकोलॉजी असे जे टीचर्स आहेत दे कॅन कॉन्ट्रीब्युट. सो देअर शुड बी multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approach possible. Only thing is that how we adopt it. There are difficulties, no doubt. पण आपण कसं करायचं अशा पॉझिटिव्ह अप्रोचने जर गेलो तर इट इज पॉसिबल. तर हे असं केलं होतं आम्ही, हे फक्त सांगतो, इट वॉज नॉट अ मिस्टेक. त्यावेळी गाईडलाईन्स नव्हत्या, त्यावेळी केली. नाऊ वी आर गोइंग टू चेंज इट. हे चेंज करतो आहोत आम्ही. इथे एकच गोष्ट मी आपल्याला सांगू इच्छितो की आम्ही आधीची जी लेवल होती त्याप्रमाणे हे बघितलं, तुम्ही जर बघितलं तर इथे आपल्याला दिसेल 8th लेवल जी आहे इथं ती 4th इयरची आहे. यू कॅन सी इंटर्नशिप, अप्रेंटिसशिप आणि रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट असं आम्ही केलं होतं. आणि सेम थिंग वी हॅव टेकन फॉर फर्स्ट इयर पीजी. हे विद्यार्थी अकोमोडेट करायला आपल्याला बरं होईल. फॉर एक्झाम्पल जसं 4 इयर्स डिग्री करून आला विद्यार्थी डायरेक्ट सेकंड इयर पीजी ला देता येईल, आणि जर 3 इयर्स करून आला तर फर्स्ट इयर ऑफ पीजी ला ऍडमिशन देता येईल. अशा स्वरूपाचं हे केलेलं होतं. हे आम्ही मॉडिफाय करतो. मॅडमनी आग्रह केला होता की तुम्ही काय केलंय ते आम्हाला दाखवून, यासाठी मी आपल्यासमोर प्रेझेंट केलं. याच्यावर काही क्वेश्चन असतील तर प्लीज नंतर घेऊ, सरांचं प्रेझेंटेशन. थँक्यू सो मच फॉर the opportunity given to me by this college for presenting my views and sharing my experiences. कुलकर्णी सरांनी एक मला विशेष रिक्वेस्ट आता केली होती की तुम्ही एबीसी चं जे काही काम केलंय त्याच्याबद्दल सांगा म्हणून. मी नंतर बोलेन.
धन्यवाद महाजन सर. अतिशय ओघवत्या शैलीत सरांनी आपल्याला नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 या संदर्भात मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. नॅशनल एज्युकेशन पॉलिसी ही विद्यार्थी केंद्रित असून ती चॉईस बेस्ड आणि आउटकम बेस्ड कशी होईल हे आपण पाहिलं पाहिजे, असं त्यांनी या ठिकाणी नमूद केलं. खरं तर स्टुडंट्स plays a significant role in a nation building, and to create such kind of students that is in our hand. आणि मला वाटतं त्या पर्टिक्युलर नॅशन बिल्डिंग या थीम साठी किंवा नेशन बिल्डिंगसाठी आपल्याला या ठिकाणी लढायचं आहे आणि चांगले स्टुडंट तयार करायचे. तर धन्यवाद सर. स्ट्रक्चरचं जे सरांनी डिटेल्स दिले तर बहुतेक आमच्या मीटिंग्समध्ये आम्ही डिस्कस केले आणि कॉमर्स संदर्भात मात्र स्ट्रक्चर मध्ये काही आयडिया नव्हती महाराष्ट्र गव्हर्नमेंट पर्टिक्युलरली कॉमर्स विषयांचे. त्यामुळं आम्ही बरंच क्युरियस होतो आणि त्यामुळं तुमचं मार्गदर्शन आम्हाला लाभावं यासाठी आम्ही आग्रही होतो. तर तुम्ही तुमचं स्ट्रक्चरही या ठिकाणी दाखवलं त्याबद्दल मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद. यानंतर आम्ही सेकंड सेशनच्या दुसऱ्या टॉकचे चेअरपर्सन प्रोफेसर राजेंद्र शिंदे सर, प्रिन्सिपल सेंट झेवियर्स कॉलेज यांना या ठिकाणी निमंत्रित करतो. आणि शिंदे सरांचं इंट्रोडक्शन करण्यासाठी मी डॉक्टर गोविंद तुळगुंडे सरांना स्टेजवर निमंत्रित करतो.
Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome all of you for afternoon second session. And for this session, we have a very dynamic personality with us. I am very delighted to introduce him, Professor Rajendra Shinde, Principal of St. Xavier's College, Mumbai, a very reputed institute among educational field. He is a very dynamic educationalist and held various positions like curator, vice principal, director of Blatter Herbarium, head Department of Botany, and now Sir shouldering responsibility of principal of St. Xavier's College, Mumbai. Sir has 23 years of teaching experience in the field of botany. Also, Sir has appointed as a member of ad hoc board of studies, then innovation, incubation, and linkages at Mumbai University. And also, he has worked as on various committees nominated by Vice Chancellor in Mumbai and out of Mumbai colleges and various universities. He has worked as UGC visiting fellow and delivered many lectures at various universities and colleges. Also on his record, there is one patent. He has published 2 books in the field of botany and wildlife sanctuary. He is a well-known researcher in the field of botany and life sciences and has published more than 50 research papers in national and international journals. He is the principal investigator of project on digitization of the Blatter Herbarium and received a very huge grant of 2.5 crore rupees by Ratan Tata Trust in the year 2016. Being the faculty of botany, I know the importance of herbarium, and under his this project, he has done total digitization of herbarium, entire data of that herbarium, and this type of work is very unique and innovative in the field of botany. Also received a grant of 30 lakh rupees for project on phytochemical screening of endangered plants in Western Ghats. He has done many collaborative research projects as team member and subject expert in the field of botany. He has written various articles in various newspapers to popularize the importance of plants and their conservation. Also, he has recognized as the PhD guide and in the field of botany since 2006. And under his able guidance, up to 5 students has completed their doctoral degree, and now 6 students working under their guidance. Also, Sir has uh, huge administrative experience and work as on various committees. Due to time constraint, I'm not listed that committees here. And recently, Sir has awarded Dr. Father H. Santapau Medal Award 2022 by the Association of Plant Taxonomy. Along with this, he also received the Extraordinary Leadership Award by World Higher Education Grand Jury Award, then Golden M Award for Most Innovative Principal, also Best Teachers Award by Seva Foundation, St. Xavier's College Research Faculty Award for the year 2013 and 14. Then Fulbright Scholarship by Nehru International Educational Administration. Then Dr. N.A. Irani Memorial Scholarship for MSc Research in Plant Taxonomy. Then scholarship by Botany Foundation for Group Study Exchange Program to Pittsburgh, USA. So this is very huge biodata, and when we gone through this, so you can imagine how well-known personality with us. With this brief introduction, now I may request Professor Shinde sir to deliver his lecture.
Thank you, sir. In fact, such a huge biodata can become an embarrassing situation. And I told ma'am that make sure that it's 5 minutes introduction. In fact, Xavier's gives me that kind of opportunity that even if you just say principal of St. Xavier's College, it's sufficient. Yeah, because it's a huge reputed college and that reputation gets attached automatically. So first of all, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share what is happening at Xavier's. I'm not expert on NEP. In fact, I have formed a group and I've given the job to them. I don't get time to sit with them and work with them. So when I was asked by Professor Sholapurkar, तुम्ही या, त्यांना पहिल्यांदा नाही म्हणून सांगितलं. कारण I'm not really expert. My colleague is expert because she has read all of those documents and she has prepared those tables. My job is the intervention as and when she requires it. If someone doesn't listen to her, then she comes to me. So I would just share what we have been doing there. And this is the beautiful first quad. It's popularly known as first quad. We have 4 different places. This is the first one. As you enter in, you see this building which has something there. In that building, whoever comes, as soon as you enter, you feel the vibes of that building. Maybe those 155 years, people who have passed through those arches, some of them are here, some of them are not there. Those vibes are still there. So I'm fortunate to head this institute. In fact, I made a history in 150 years of Christian Catholic institution. I was the first non-Christian principal. And that's because I think I have spent almost now, this is my 42nd year in the college. So I jokingly say I know which brick is loose and where I need to hit the hammer. This is a video. Today morning I got it. As I was traveling, I realized someone has sent me. And when I came here, I incorporated it here. I'm not sure whether the sound will. It's a 2 minutes video. Probably it's there on your WhatsApp also. because it's moving on. So it's a very fresh one. See, let's try.
The dress section. So I came last week. So I saw something. I just.
I mean, we don't have any dresses today. Even time.
So you don't have anything else except that. I'm looking for jeans, shirt. I have a voucher. जो आज expire. So we've given jeans for rotation yesterday.
I'm looking for white form shirt. This is black t-shirt.
आज सिर्फ black t-shirt.
Black and just extras.
शर्ट दिखा दो, टाई दिखा दो, कल तो ये नहीं था तो ये वाउचर का मैं क्या करूँगी फिर?
So but what once you try
चीज तो मिलेगा ना हमारा.
तो हमें हमारी प्रॉडक्ट बताइए
जो मैनेजर
हमें मैनेजर प्लीज
is the manager. Sorry बात. आपको आपकी कंपनी में चॉइस दी तो आपको तब जाना. सोचना मुझे कैसा लगता है मुझे मेरे करियर के लिए चॉइस नहीं. बैलेंस नहीं चाहिए. My friend is very good in maths. My parents are always comparing.
क्या सबको 90% का भी जरूरी है? Does everyone need to get top of? अगर मुझे डांस में इंटरेस्ट है, तो मुझ पे 90% लाने का प्रेशर क्यों है?
जैसे आप सब बहुत चीज की चॉइसेस मिलती है. मुझे तो मेरे करियर के लिए चॉइसेस नहीं है.
बात तो सही है
आप क्या बनना चाहते हो?
मुझे एक सिंपैथेटिक डांसर रोहित शर्मा मुझे और आई फुल शॉट.
मुझे क्रिकेटर बनना था उस टाइम मुझे क्रिकेटर नहीं बनना.
आप वही बनना जो आप चाहते हो. So this is all.
ये एक टी शर्ट सबको फिट नहीं होता ना, तो सबको डॉक्टर बनना जरूरी है.
Sometimes the creativity, whoever has shown it, is apt for our situation and apt to anything. Usually, early morning when I was traveling, I got it. It was picked up by my other vice principal. We have a group called Academic Board Group. We had put it, and second vice principal had commented on it that good for NEP. And it just struck me as, oh, let me try this out. So with this own vita, let's talk about a little bit of NEP. How many of you have seen Dr. B.N. Jagtap's presentation? Just this is taken from his presentation. The slide is his slide. And he has put very pertinent questions in front of all of us. Does the current education make our students employable? Does it provide them skills to enter the job market? Does it provide them 21st century skills? Why, for a job of a peon, candidates with degree, PhD degree, or even PhD degree apply? Why do our students desire to go abroad for education? It makes you think, right? All these questions have a negative kind of a outcome if you are talking in terms of outcome-based education. And is affiliating system relevant today? 850 colleges under the umbrella of Mumbai University or something similar. Kind of a mess in the university departments, offices. How do we tackle huge student population successfully? So the answer was NEP. To transform the education in a way that it can address this question. That's why the government or people who are in think tank probably came up with this particular document. It's not the first time the education policies have changed. I did not copy that slide, but again, Dr. Jagtap had given a beautiful history of the entire education system right from Britishers' time. How many times the system changed? In fact, I remember when I was in 10th standard, the system had changed. It used to be 11th matric exam. Just 2 years, and I was probably 9th or 8th, the system changed. It became 10th standard as a board exam. Systems have been changing. Right? Look at the job market. Look at the current job market. In 2019, I attended one conference organized by Deloitte in Hyderabad. Deloitte had invited many heads of the institution, teams. It was all, they had technologies, they had used the technology to prove the point. What kind of jobs are being advertised every second across the world? And it was all projected on the screen, and it was that graph used to come. It was shocking. No medical or no engineer, but all these other kinds of jobs, animation, fashion designing, event management, interior decorating, and so on. This is the list here. Healthcare, education and training. Education had a place in that job market, and it has become a market, isn't it? All the politicians have actually converted education into a kind of a factory. They are making money at our cost. Insurance, banking. Just a kind of a thing, deviation from this. I heard a lecture from Dr. Subir Gokarne, is no more. He was a governor of the RBI, Xavier. He came to Xavier's to speak to economy students, and this is his story. He told us. I was listening to it. This is what happened with him 15 years back in US. He was trying to change his tickets from New York to Mumbai, probably. In US, even those days, there is no office of travel agent where you walk in, or travel company or airline where you could walk in and change. Everything was on the phone. A stands for 1, B stands for 2, numericals in the keypad. So he said he phoned up airline. Somebody kept on talking to him for almost 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, the reply came saying, it's beyond my capacity. I'm handing over this call to human operator. Then that stage, he realized that he was talking to a robot. 15 years back. In India, we were robots that just for a picture, movies, kind of things. Or maybe those dolls in Chabi Dum, that kind of thing. We need robots. This was an example in US 15 years back. And this is the situation now, everything is taken over. Chat GPT talk, and I'm surprised when the chat GPT came in within 10-15 days or within a month. Now Google is coming up with the identity. That means they knew it, they were doing it. Google is coming with that. Microsoft is already launched it. Students are smarter than us, right? They can use that chat GPT and get things done, whatever they want. All these things you need to think in terms of or in perspective from NEP now. These are fresh things. The changes happening at the speed, and if we don't keep a pace with this change, the teacher and not students of our Indian students anyway, we will be redundant soon. And students, if we don't give them this now, they will go up. So this is the kind of job sector, and all good colleges. Xavier's doesn't have. I mean, now I've started a couple of courses from this list. Most of people who are in this field are all now from outside or completely new players, charging heavy fees, and I don't remember the name. Famous media related school, media school in Goregaon. What we offer, BMM course in 40,000 rupees, they're charging 6 lakhs. So we need to think in that kind of terms. We need to start these courses for our own students. Now, under the prevailing system, introducing these courses is not possible. Okay? Of course, it is possible under autonomous system. If you all are from autonomous colleges, it is possible. And we should do this. If it's an affiliated system, it's not possible. Some of the salient features of NEP, I think sir has also spoken. Sir. So I've avoided all those slides. This is just since it was there in the morning, and I added a couple of things in that. We know it's flexible. Flexibility is the key point. Multidisciplinarity, enough has been spoken. International programs, opportunities, that's one area where all of us need to strengthen under NEP. We need to choose them. Every 2 days, I get one international university coming to my office. Please, they're requesting us to sign an MOU with them. And I point blank ask them, where are you in a QS ranking? I am not in a QS ranking. We have to filter them out. So there is a good opportunity to internationalization, but to catch up with them, give them a joint degrees, give them twin degrees. All this can be done. COVID also has given us a new thinking, new idea that we do webinars. You don't have to go anywhere, we don't have to pay them the airfare, but you can hire them, we can take their help, even as a guest lectures, you could create and ask them some courses, they can deliver it from there. All this is possible under various heads there. Goes back and whatever it is, ability enhancement, soft skill enhancement. If we don't have facility, we can get their help and they are willing to do it. Inclusive education, this is another. Xavier is known for inclusive education. We have every year almost 8 to 10 visually challenged students, or about 100 students with special needs. And we make sure that we give them admission. We provide them all kinds of support. There's an enabling committee looking after 20 to 24 disabilities, their concessions. We give them all those things. And that's possible because of autonomy. And those things now will be extremely easy to incorporate here because of NEP. We can easily fit them. All you'll have to do is juggle around. think about it and put them here. Problem. Whenever there is a change, the reaction is no, right? There are three types of people. Those who make change happen, those who watch change happen, those who wonder what happened, let's wait and see. I think first NEP 2020 came in 2020, correct, sir? We were talking before that, but we woke up now. Karnataka had implemented it without doing anything in 2020 itself. When it came after 4 months, they said, "Oh, Karnataka implemented it." How they implemented God, but it came that time, and we were one of those in the third category. What happened? We will see. You can choose an attitude that is open, flexible, and ready for a change. You cannot easily control circumstances. We can choose our responses. Our response to this entire entity. We can decide if we want to resist, which we were doing right up till now. We are still in that resistance mode. We have not come out of it. Or we adapt. We adapted what sir did not mention to you in the morning, and which I had been pestering his life, and I got it from his mouth. Saying autonomous colleges can do whatever they like. He said that because they see initial their credit structure when it came, it was 4 plus 2, whatever that. He said, we tried, didn't fit it. So we changed. When I showed it to him initially, he looked at it and said, "Yeah, but you're autonomous." So, what is our reaction? Reaction is denial. We don't want it. Right? Denial that change will actually happen. That's what people do. Hey, now also people ask, "खरोखर येणार आहे का जून 23 पासून?" Even in my college, the questions are asked. Many heads will come and ask, एवढं सगळं आपण डोकेफोडी करतो पण होणार आहे का? अजूनही त्यांच्या मनामध्ये शंका आहे. My own management was not ready till October. Different reasons, they were not ready. It's a minority institution, Christian management. I had been telling them since January 21, we will have to do this, we'll have to do this. Give me the mandate, give me the permission to go ahead. We had several meetings again and again and again, and no outcome. When the GR came, they realized that there is no other option but to say yes. So there was a denial first. They were defensive. When the GR came, then they said, "But will our Xavier's stamp remain as it is, or will we change it completely?" Xavier's is known for, as I said, inclusivity. Xavier's is known for social programs, social involvement programs. We have a very structured social involvement program. Some of you have come. And it's not now. It's not after the NEP came. Last 30, 35 years, we have a social involvement program, very structured. About 5 faculty members or staff members are working on it. They're all TIS graduates. And every student, those days, it was not compulsory till the autonomy came in. After autonomy, we made it compulsory. So last 10 years, every student must do, it was 50 credits first, 60. In COVID, again, we reduced it because we realized it's difficult. Now it has become 50. 50 hours they have to work with some social NGO. Compulsory. They write a journal. The journal is submitted to the team evaluates, and the 2 credits are given. So every student, our degree, St. Xavier's Autonomous College degree, is 150 credits up till now. We are not talking anything yet, but it is 146 academic mandatory credits and 4 non-academic mandatory credits. Those 4 non-academic mandatory credits include 2 social involvement programs, everyone has to do it, and 2 extracurricular activities. Because we realize that same students will be in different programs. And there will be a shy student, they will never come out. They will never come in forefront. They will never participate. They will never interact. So to pull them out from this, we said compulsory 2 extracurricular credits. There's a committee, teachers committee, ECC committee. They actually go through everyone's record and check whether you have done that 2 credits or not. If not, they'll come to you. This is what you're supposed to do. They'll guide you what to do. So a lot of work has been done. So these 4 credits, the management was, we have to retain that. This NEP doesn't give us that opportunity. NEP tells you to include the community service, but it's not mandatory. It is elective. So the worry is if you introduce this as an elective, then 50% people may not take it. 50% people will say we are not interested in social work. We want to sensitize our students 100%. Every student must do a social community. That's what is there in the United States. All international universities will ask you to do this community service. What is NEP? NEP is actually, they have copied it directly from international universities, best. Right? And we are trying to match them so that our students go there easily. 4 years degree was there. Delhi University had tried this earlier. It failed. 4 years degree, Delhi University had tried. Anyway, so denial, defense, discarding the old ways and start the new ways. This is where right now we are. We've slowly started now considering that yes, it is inevitable, there is no option, and we have to do this. So some information and communication, it is easy to accept the change if people understand the reason for it. So I think that video, those questions of Dr. Jagtap gives you ample reasons to understand the fact that NEP is inevitable and NEP is necessary. It is a need of an hour now. Okay? If you know this, what, why, and how, which is there since I'm sure you heard it in earlier lectures, also you heard it in many other NEP lectures. All this is done. The difficulty is it's still evolving. October, there was a flow chart, infogram they called it, colorful chart with all those electives and DSC, very colorful, long chart. It was going viral everywhere, and in fact, we started with that. After that one B.N. Jagtap's lecture and that chart when it came in, I think my team was very happy. They said, oh, we can work on this. They actually created a structure using that chart. That chart, Joshi Kulkarni sir, I mean, he discarded. He said, no, this is not. We don't know the authenticity and the origin of the chart and who has brought that chart. And then he gave something different. So it was very annoying for the teachers when principal tells, no, what you've done is absolutely wrong. Now start again and work again on a different kind of guidelines. So we made the first attempt with that chart. Then Kulkarni sir Kulkarni sir said no. We invited Kulkarni sir. He gave us a talk. Then again we sat and again we started preparing. So this is evolving, and I'm sure as we were coming out of the lunch he very subtly told me in 2 months there will be many more changes. Because he said it's still happening at this level. Unions will jump in, workload. Unions will jump in, and then he said, we don't know whether we might have to compromise or government will say this only or not. So it's evolving, and I'm sure even after 2 years or 3 years, that's why they said at the end of 235, they have taken so much of time, they realize that we constantly evolving for next 15 years, and only then what they expect will happen. It's difficult. And we'll have to have a debates and discussion. I don't know how many of us, whether sir also had an opportunity to talk to parents. Have you had a meeting with parents? Going to have. Still not. Non-teaching staff, Chinese? You have. All the stakeholders, right? We need to even talk to the students. Students are asking. They are reading it. They want to know what exactly it is. They are asking. But Mumbai University, I'm involved with Kulkarni sir in all these core committees and all. We are not having. We've never had a meeting with parents, never had meeting with any other stakeholders. It is only with the colleges and the teacher. We need to get their perspective also. So again, there is a change. I'm sure there will be some change coming in with their input coming in. We are not doing it. We are supposed to talk to alumni. We are supposed to talk to industry people. We have not done that. So these are, I think sir has covered these things. We can skip this. What we did was we formed a core committee. I'm just narrating what we have done. I'm not giving you nitty-gritties of NEP which they have done. We formed a committee of some very reliable and good staff member, dedicated staff members. You need a people who will give you time. And there are only a handful of such people in the college. Rest of them are those what happened categories. Correct? So I picked up some about 8. I picked up 2 people and I gave them a free hand to choose their team. You pick up your team, whomever you like. And you won't believe there is a person in the team who is just 5 years in service. But the person who selected knew the person that this teacher will help. So we have a team in place. Experience, expertise, commitment is a very important kind of things. And that we, as I said, we started with that flow chart first. Okay. Departments to brainstorm. First we made that thing and then we called the departments. Okay. Here it is. Now you try in your department, see whether this flow chart works with you or no. All these graduate outcomes and all, we give them a kind of a skeleton. This is the skeleton, you work it. Constructive, concentrize the syllabi for courses for the first year. So this was a fear in their mind. Oh, we have to now revamp the entire 4-year syllabi. No, it's going to be very difficult. We will have first year with NEP, 15 minutes lecture becoming 1 hour lecture. And we will have a second year and third year with the old system. So we can't have 2 bells ringing after gap of. So we will have to have those lectures also 1 hour lecture. No, so he said that is wrong again. I asked him. That's my point. No, you can't make a mistake and say that line is incomplete. Because by now you have communicated this idea with. I'm not criticizing sir. Sir is a very good friend and I'm working with him. But I pointed out to him this. That whether minor is from other faculty or minor is from the same faculty. Because Vijay Joshi sir, if you know him from RUSA, has said from the same faculty. So I took a third opinion, Rajan Redkar, former Vice Chancellor of Mumbai University. It came just 2 days back. In fact, we're talking about whether Xavier's can become university. We had called him to discuss. And so when I asked him, major and minor, these people are very simple. He will never answer this. He said it is liberal arts. He said just consider minor. It's a liberal art course. Stop there. Then he explained it this way. He said, see, for example, I teach botany, he knows. You're teaching botany. So you're doing a major in botany and your minor could be economics in botany. So there is a economics involved in botanical or ethnobotany in kind of things. He said agriculture requires economics. Agriculture also has a engineering experts. You can put that. It's a liberal art. So, my vice principal has said, you can do whatever we like. We said no, autonomous college, let's do that. And I am fully with them. Yes, we'll go that. We will do that. We have designed the courses, I mean the table as we like. We'll follow that. Because no document, you can correct me, no document says other faculty. It says any other faculty. So if my major is science, under any other word, I can use the science topic. Even UGC documents. Even UGC documents. So we've taken steps. We've started forming groups now who will work on these various aspects. We will require a complete revamp of exams because your course codes will change, your transcripts will change, mark sheets will change, and your designing mark sheet itself is going to be a major job. Exam committee people would know this. Okay? So we formed a committee, and last 10 years, all the exam committee convener are in this particular committee. So Marzban sir is in this. Workload committee. Now again, we don't know how to calculate. Today, first time I saw that Excel sheet. Outside it told me next week we are meeting where I will explain you how exactly this is to be done. They have selected 10 colleges from each university. Now everyone, while introducing me or earlier said sir, so Jain sir in the morning, St. Xavier's expectations of once that everyone wants St. Xavier's to do something. We don't know ourselves, we're just like you human beings, right? Huh? So I told him, I said, guide us next week. So he said, next week I'm calling all those 10 colleges and we will. So the workload committee which they are talking, I'm sorry, I'm pointing out to you because I have a feeling that you have the whole big group. The workload committee, what sir and everyone is talking about, is nothing but actually these 10 colleges from different universities. They will make us create that workload pattern and show it to you. Okay. So wait till we finish. Timetable is going to be, in fact, he gave us the idea in the morning. First, design the timetable, but we don't know, sir, who will be choosing what major, right? Yeah. So timetable committee, again, maybe we would require a good ERP system, good digital software for preparing this timetable. It's going to be extremely difficult. Administrative and technical help is required here. Our entire office staff will need a training. In the Mumbai University, we invited the deputy registrar and assistant registrars to talk about enrollment and eligibility, to get their feelings about that. They were like, "We don't know what is going to happen." So as sir pointed out, the ordinance will change. We will have to have those audit, and to have one ordinance in university, it takes months. They want us to implement this from June. It's just not possible, right? Or they'll have to expedite it. In one day pass 100 ordinance. Right? We will require a committee for training purpose. All the teachers require training. First of all, we need to read all those documents. There's a pile of documents on each criteria: multidisciplinarity, internationalization, Indian knowledge system. So many are there. And each those documents, at least once, we have to browse through, if not read. All the teachers will require that. No one is talking about fee structure. How are we going to manage the fee? Number of credits. Suppose I have a course using international expertise, online course I'm offering. I have to pay that person his remuneration. So how would I charge that particular course? So there is an idea of charges as per the credit. US universities charge you per credit. My students go for summer program to Berkeley. And Berkeley charges, it used to be, I don't know exactly this year how much it is, but they've paid $400 per credit. Yeah, and if you can take maximum 5 credits for summer program, which is 6 weeks program. Students normally take 3 credits course, 4 credits course, 4 into 4. That is just the tuition fee. So we will have to then start with something like a common admission fee for registration. Say current BA fee is 6,000 and BSc is 6.5 or 7,000. That would be your common registration fee. And over and above, then you will have to think about how many credits you're measuring in here. So 70 credits here or 80 credits here. And your other credits, there is a variation per course in a different way. So then you will have to charge accordingly. This might work in Mumbai and Pune. Will it work in rural area? Nobody will come. So they need to think about fee structure. But this is one option. There is a person called Anand Mapuskar. He said that you can easily charge credit per credit. I don't know how. But we need to then sit together and put our thoughts on this. IDP, we'll have to design our IDPs. Right? And BOS, we hardly have time now. All the changes, you're all from autonomous colleges. So you'll have to have a BOS immediately. Whatever courses you want to introduce, you'll have to call them and get it passed. Academic council, governing body. Before they're telling us to put everything on the website by 15th of March. Syllabus, courses. It's not possible, but we have to do that. At least the course titles should go on the website. Fortunately, at Xavier's, we have been doing many things for last 10 years after autonomy. Before that, 30, 35 years, we had some of the programs. This honors program, what I have listed here, is 40 years old program. And it was credit-based program 40 years back. While having lunch, I was explaining to sir what it is. It was still the autonomy came in, it was only to good student, those who had 75% attendance as well as performance. Only they could register. Now it is compulsory to all. This was a credit-based program that every student or anyone who was interested in this Xavier's honors certificate, it's not an honors degree but a certificate, was supposed to complete 8 credit course in 3 years span. So if I'm a botany student, I was supposed to do 5 courses from botany, 2 courses interdisciplinary cross, and 1 course was social involvement, compulsory. So why I was explaining him that there was one student who did 5 programs in the 3 years time. There are students who will do this double major and major and minor and all these kinds of things. There will be people. Or somebody coming to us and saying, I have finished all your credits in 2 years, now give me the degree. There are students, 1 or 2 students will be there. We have internship program for last 10 years. So we add 1 credit of internship on our main consolidated transcript for last 10 years. Cross-faculty courses we have been doing under autonomy. We have last 10 years, there are 9, I'll give you the list soon. 9 courses designed by science departments offered to arts students, and 10 arts courses designed by arts department offered to science students. Now for me, it's going to be very easy to have electives. I'm just going to put these courses in a basket and tell them choose what you like. So suppose botany person who's doing a major in botany or minor in botany, or to make those total credits, he can choose that gardening course which is available in the basket. Those courses are easily available. I don't have to do anything. There are already 19 courses are available. We just need to put whether we give them as a general elective or some of them are skill-based, skill enhancing programs. We have to put those courses in that category. We got a language lab, and the language lab is also being utilized very well. We teach students Hindi, and we are looking at now whether they can, because Indian languages, I don't have a Marathi department, and I'm insisting my my management that at least Marathi we have to start. Forget about other. So we have Hindi, we have French, and we have English. So Marathi I need to start. But other languages, if government is asking us other Indian languages, how are you going to teach them? So then you could ask them to do these MOOC courses in languages. They can pick up from there. Right? Online courses are available. Or the language lab, the software is available. You can buy a software and once in a week or twice a week invite a person in that or teacher in that, and the language lab can offer those courses. I already have a special courses, the human value, voice to values, human rights, environmental science, scientific communication skills. This is we had introduced in the second year, in 3rd as well as 4th semester, and we teach them how to. It starts from PPT. How do you make a scientific presentation using PowerPoint presentation? PowerPoint. Or how do you use, how do you write a paper, scientific paper? How do you read scientific paper? How do you analyze scientific paper? So we've been teaching this course. So this course can be tweaked a little bit more, and you can have 2 courses from this. And these courses can be added very easily. So if you look around, you might have something already there in your system which you can incorporate very easily. I have an Indian music group library. It's not learning center or no language. No music is taught. There's no teacher who comes and teaches raga. But every month there is a organization of volunteers. They started with students, and they would invite artists, request them to. They would have a program and record that program. At present, I have a music, cassettes, audios, recorded videos, etc., which can last for at least 300 hours. The last 30 years, 35 years, all these programs, and there's an annual program which happened this year also, January, 26 January. And renowned artists have come, right? It started with Alaraka. Alaraka had sponsored it. His children studied later on there. So I have a music library available, and I have already introduced music appreciation course, 2 credits. Resources are there. All you need to do is put it in a use. So these are my cross-faculty courses offered by science faculty to arts department, arts students. And these are arts courses offered to the science students. Okay. This is what now the structure of NEP has come in. We have those charts, and here we are putting them in various columns. You discuss it where it fits in and put it in a different column. So you have under ability enhancement, the languages what we have here, right? Or skill enhancement programs, you can use maths and you can use Excel. Even Excel, maths, all computer related basic things could go there. Software using LaTeX, SPSS, Python, all these things can go there. Internships, we were lucky. I think your college is also under that DBT program, right? DBT Star program. And we have been doing 100% project-based learning since the DBT Star came in. So introducing project is nothing new for us. We've been doing that. All you need to do is now you'll have to creditize those projects and give them the credits for that. So this is what the first, when we created this, initially we had put under any faculty, there was a science subject which was, when I presented to the professor, he asked me to change it, and then I changed it. So this is what chemistry under second subject. Yeah, second subject. Minor. Yeah, science. So I told you we will do whatever we like. Autonomy. And he said that we use it. Then we also made a changes. See, the total number of credits. He is saying that uniformly it has to be 176 credits. Our first, when we first table, it went to 190 plus. He said, no, there has to be uniformity. But we want to give many things, right? But then again, the word of caution here came in saying like, look, when you got autonomy, what happened in the first 2-3 semesters? You did a lot of things. I want to do this, so and so want to do this, so and so. Then you realize you can't have, so many, you can't complete the syllabus. Go slow. Okay? So we've changed many things. We will do whatever we like. Some of I'll show you some more templates, and those templates don't have a uniform credits. First semester, second semester, 8th semester. No, there are more credits in the first semester, first 4 semester, then less in third, fourth, fifth, sixth, something like this. Because there's no written rule as such that it has to be uniform. So this is again arts model, psychology, political science, and maths. NCC, NSS can also be used here. Now I don't have in my college NCC and NSS. Nothing in there. So I'll find out what can we put there in that place. But we do have a social service league, and we have that framed social program. So when we told them that we want to maintain this uniform, everyone must do it compulsory. We say fine, then you'll have to consider it as a non-academic but mandatory credits in addition to 176 or 180, whatever it is. You make your degree as +2, something like this. So this was one pattern here, ending with 176 4-year degree. and major and minor as per our wish. Now this pattern again, if you see here, the credits are on this side, and you tried this half a credit, 4.5. We wanted to reduce the number of credits, and in some of those guidelines that said you can use half credit. You change that and practical theory is half a credit, and we brought down the credit which had reached 190, it almost came to 183. Cut short. And it's still evolving, as I said, because we still have time till June, right? So it will still change. This is a multidisciplinary 4-year program, and this is a school approach. So you have a botany, zoology, biochemistry hub there. And here now minor subject has come out, and it says other faculty. So this is again an idea. If you want to merging subjects together to forming a, say, school of biological sciences, it will help the management in some way. Right? In botany, suppose I am teaching a genetics, in zoology also genetics is taught, in life science also genetics is taught, and microbiology also genetics is taught. 4 different teachers are teaching genetics using different examples. Why not pull all those students together in a big hall? And one out of 4 teachers, one is really good in genetics. We have to come out with these kinds of schools. Same thing in chemistry, physics, mathematics. These schools will form. So these are just similar kinds of templates. We have created these templates. This is, I think, integrated 5 years right up to the PhD program. So it goes to 230 credits. So now the questions are raised in the discussions till yesterday also, that there are some departments which are master programs. So 9 departments I have masters in science. What happens to them? We have a 4-year student coming into the 5th year master, but at this stage, suppose there is